Sabrina fans, we've got some amazing news for you guys. Do you remember Salem, the spooky cat Sabrina had? Yes, he's getting his own well-deserved comic soon. We've got some deets about what this comic would look like and what you can expect from it. In this video, we'll tell you everything you need to know about this upcoming comic. So let's get right into it. First off, is it really happening? As per the reports, yes, it's happening. And we understand why you must be shocked to hear it. Is a cat getting a whole comic? That's not something we get to see every day. We saw the titular cat accompany the Teenage Witch in all her chilling adventures, but now it's about time we see Salem's adventures as well. After all, a spooky animal like him must have led a life aside from Sabrina's adventures too, right? With this new comic, Salem will get the chance to shine in his own one shot, and believe us when we say you are not ready for this. The comic has been confirmed, and we also know when it'll be released. So if you want to know all the details, make sure you watch the video till the end. Next up, here's when this comic will land. The comic book is already in the works and will hit the stands right at the time of Halloween. We aren't sure whether the release date is confirmed or not, but mostly it's being said that the Chilling Adventures of Salem will be released on the 12th of October, and it'll be a part of Archie Comics' month-long celebration of Halloween, Month of Mayhem. Not just that, the promotion will include some other titles too. Reportedly, the rest of the titles include Weirder Mysteries #1, The Return of Chilling Adventures and Sorcery #1, and Fear the Funhouse #1. After this, the last one-shot will be the direct sequel of last year's hit that featured Madam Satan, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Also, what'll this Salem be like? Salem's character has changed several times. The die-hard fans know about the development of this cat, and they also understand why he isn't some ordinary character that one can ignore. Now the question is, what would this new character be like? We can't really say much, but hopefully we'll get to see the sarcastic version in this comic. After all, we loved that one the most. Not just that, many fans are questioning whether Salem will be able to speak in this comic. From our point of view, he should be able to talk. Like, how are we supposed to know what he's planning unless he talks? Anyways, we can't be very sure about this because sometimes comic makers use thought bubbles instead of dialogue bubbles to let us know a character's next step. Back in the 90s when Sabrina's sitcom came out, Salem was able to speak, and fans have loved that version of him to date. So yeah, we're hoping for this new one to be a bit similar to that. Although that's not a necessity because let's be honest, the people working on it are way too good at what they do. After all, Cullen Bunn is the one writing the story, while Dan Schoening is in charge of drawing the comic, and both of these people genuinely know their way around a spooky yet exciting story. In short, we'd say that let's trust the makers of this comic and hope for the best. Not just that, the cover might be spilling some beans. The cover is out and fans are making assumptions based on how it looks. It's designed and drawn by Dan Schoening, and we think it has some resemblance with the 1980s Pet Sematary comics. When talking about comic books, the cover is one of the most critical factors that can tell a lot about the tone and sometimes even the storyline. With that being said, you must have also gotten the idea of what kind of tone this upcoming comic will have. In fact, we have a feeling that there's probably the Salem's Lot joke hidden somewhere in it too. Also, here's what we know about the official synopsis. The truth is that they haven't shared any detailed view of what we should expect from this comic. But let's have a look at what the synopsis has to say. The synopsis reads something like this. Everyone who knows about Archie comics must also know about Sabrina Spellman, as she's no stranger and has her own comic titled Chilling Adventures of Sabrina too. Now, after spawning a whole Netflix series, her magical feline familiar, named Salem, is also set to come up with something to celebrate this Halloween. The synopsis also tells more about the writer, artist, and other books that'll come before it. In short, we have no idea what this comic will look like and what its plot might be. What we know so far is that Salem will be dealing with people who are involved in animal cruelty. Yeah, we think we're getting a superhero comic. but the hero only saves animals. It'll follow the titular cat as he investigates the villain who's been wielding black magic in the area. Apparently, the person in question is actually causing harm to animals and is a threat to other animals too. The situation puts Salem in a position where he's bound to do something about it, protect the animals, and also put an end to this warlock. Most importantly, is this comic really worth it? If you're an Archie comics fan, and most importantly, if you're a fan of Sabrina the Witch, then yes, it's definitely going to be worth it. This new comic will be a treat for fans always looking for something that does justice to genres like horror and thriller. While talking about the book, Shoning mentioned that he looked into several Amicus and Hammer horror films, as well as EC comics from the 40s and 50s. All this stuff inspired him to give Chilling Adventure of Salem a unique yet nostalgic style. It'll be worth it for all those fans who've got a special place for the certain genre in their hearts. Because Salem's comic will pay tribute to decades of terror. Not just that, the comic will be taking a modern take on storytelling that involves animals. The producers of the book are trying to avoid the obvious, meaning they don't want it to look anything like Pet Sematary. With all this explanation, we think we should be assured that Salem's character will be displayed perfectly and might even become the biggest horror buff this Halloween. Next, in other related news, we're getting a new Chilling Adventures of Sabrina season soon. You're here, so we'll assume that you're definitely a fan of the Netflix adaptation of Sabrina as well. Not just that, you must also be waiting for the next season, because of course, it's been a while. So here's some good news for you. Netflix has already ordered another season for the series, and Season 5 will be coming out in November. Fans will be able to stream the new installment on Netflix on the 15th of November, 2022. Apart from that, reports have it that this new season will consist of 8 episodes, but nothing's been confirmed officially. If there's any update on this, we'll make sure to inform you right away. Next, here's the cast of the new season. We haven't gotten any official heads up on this either, but let's just have a look at the ones who can't be opted out of the show right now. First of all, we have our beloved young witch Sabrina, who's played by Kiernan Shipka. We're hoping Shipka will return and play the iconic role again. Other than that, Ross Lynch, Lucy Davis, and Chance Perdomo will also be back for another season, as Harvey Kinkle, Hilda Spellman, and Ambrose Spellman respectively. Not just that, Jazz Sinclair and Miranda Otto might also show up in the next season once again in their respective roles of Rosalind Walker and Zelda Spellman. Lastly, here's what we know about the plot. The show in question doesn't follow a new storyline with every new season, which means it'll be a continuation of the previous episodes. The last season we watched was a total game changer, and we witnessed all of the consequences the characters had to cope with due to the events of season 3. Because there were 2 Sabrinas in the same timeline, it didn't take much time for the ripple effect to be felt throughout the universe. To end her misdeeds, all her family and the Fright Club got together, but all their actions also came at a price. In the following season, we expect Sabrina to go on more thrilling and dangerous adventures with her friends. This also means that her knowledge of magic and spells will increase in this upcoming season. We wonder if she'll ever stop being a nuisance and use these powers in the right way. For now, all we know is that the upcoming season might actually be one of the best ones so far. So be ready for it. And with this, it's time for us to wrap this video up, fam. What are your thoughts about this video? Do let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll soon be back with more amazing videos. See you in the next one.